Alright, welcome to another unboxing video. So for this video, unboxing a figure a little bit different from what I've been doing for my videos. So right here, I actually got this figure all the way back in late October. It came out on October 20th. I think that was the official release day. So I paid the 16,280 yen for the figure, and I paid DHL for 5,269 yen. Altogether, I paid 21,549 yen. So this figure right here is the Shion off of Tensura Slime Kin, or Tensei Slime, or Tensura, or that time I got reincarnated as a slime. You know, I've been having this for quite a few months right now. I finally built up the courage to kind of make this video. I've seen some other YouTube videos of people making videos about this figure, so I think it's pretty safe. This will be my very first Quest Q figure, 1/7 scale. So I've been trying to figure out what episode like this figure is based off of. I remember watching it and seeing it, but I just don't exactly remember the episode. Whatever, is it the OVA or was it the Slime Diaries? I've been searching for a while now to find out what episode it is, but I haven't been able to find it. So if you guys know what episode this pose specifically is from, let me know in the comments below. I will really appreciate it. Before I start unboxing this, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to this channel if you guys haven't already. Check out my blog at otakusen.com. Check out my anime channel, so I'm trying to make more content over there. Check out my TikTok, and yeah, of course, I live stream on this channel Monday nights 8:30 p.m. So do me a favor, join the Discord if you guys want to get involved on the live streams. So yeah, let's go ahead and unbox this. Alright, right on top is the Ami card. Thank you card. On top of the packaging on Ami boxes, there's of course a crap ton of packing materials. I forgot to mention, I got the little special acrylic that came with it as well. So my first Quest Q figure. Wow, it's kind of like the altar and the pop-up parade. So far, the packaging for Ami, of course, it's always excellent. Lots and lots of packaging to protect the box. So the box came in pretty clean. There's no dents or scratches on it that I can see initially. But the box itself, it's very, very similar to the pop-up parades. It's very similar to the altar figure boxes, scale figure boxes too. So yep, it's a very, very clean look. There's nothing really to note on it besides, hey, there's pictures of the figure on the box. And you have the Quest Q logos on the front, back, and sides. On the back of the box, you have it in Japanese. And then in the front, you just have it in English. So yeah, let's open this. All right. Here you could kind of see the little design inside of the box. So as you can see right here, the figure's outside the packaging, and there is just a slime little plate for the base. And of course, they always put a little bit of like wrap around very, very important areas where things could easily break and scratch up and all that good stuff. So just carefully remove the little wrap because the sculpting of the hair, it looks pretty nice. So for the base, of course, there's 3 little pegs, and on the bottom of her feet, you just want to match it up. Like most figures, the figure pegs and the holes to put them in, it's always not quite so perfect where it just easily slips on. You kind of just have to adjust it a little bit to kind of get it to fit right. The fact that it's not just a little black base, I kind of like the fact that, you know, you have little plastic or acrylic base. To be quite honest, it feels really cheap. It's very, very light, but I think the aesthetics of it, it kind of changes how people would view of this figure. I paid like around $147 for this because I got the extra acrylic plate. You don't really necessarily need that, so it would have been closer maybe to 130, 125 for this figure. So really what it comes down to is just the figure itself. So around those prices, you are looking at like Kotobukiya prices. But for this figure, the pre-orders for this figure actually came out before inflation hit really hard. So this figure would have cost me closer to 160, 170, maybe even 180. But the fact that inflation hit and then you had the Japanese currency kind of devaluing by a lot, we actually ended up getting a pretty good deal on this figure. So for the pose of this figure, this actually happened in a scene, and it happened like really fast. Like Rimuru kind of walked in and he was just kind of like, my bad. I just remember seeing this. I was like, wow, they kind of randomly just threw that in there. And of course, they turned that into an anime figure. I was trying to look for that exact scene to kind of compare, but it was, as I can recall, it's almost exactly alike of how it happened. So yeah, we all know why we get in these kind of figures. So this is probably my most not safe for work figure that I have. And Quest Q, they kind of told the line more closer to not safe for work. They have a medium one, the medium one lolly characters. That's not something really for me. But of course, I got the ultra one and the bunny medium right behind me. So the thing about this figure is the sculpting of it, right? So how does it actually look? Does it look very natural? And it really does. It looks pretty natural. The sculpt of her hair and everything, how they kind of made her shirt, made her pants with different shading, everything about this figure, I think I like it a lot, and especially for the price of $146. If you don't care about the acrylic, which at this point, that's just something if you guys want to have it as an extra thing to kind of display with your figures, if you have more room, if you guys really like those acrylic bonuses that AmiAmi sells to you, by all means get it. But most people, it doesn't really matter or not that you have it at all with the figure. The figure itself is what matters the most. And for that price of around 140 to 150 bucks, so even without the acrylic pricing of it, so it was closer to probably like 14,000 yen. Is this really on par with like an Art FXJ Kotobukiya figure, or even better? I think so. I think it's worth the price. In terms of like those kind of higher end, that 200 and plus price scales for 1/7 scales, is this kind of on par with it? I think it's very close. I mean, it's a figure where there's not a lot of specific detail on the figure where you're like, hey, look, I need it to be like this. But the figure itself, I actually kind of like it for what it is. I mean, she's changing her clothes. So overall, the painting looks good. There is shading on her pants. There's a little bit of shading on her shirt. The sculpting of the hair. That's like one of the few things that I kind of look at. First is her face, and then the sculpting of the hair. And I like the fact that they make the strands of the hair a little bit more vivid, a little bit more distinct from each other. It's not just like one big blob. There's not a lot of paint chips on her hair or anything like that. It's very smoothly sculpted, and it's very smoothly painted. And her hair is actually one of the parts I actually like the most about the figure. Of course, I mean, there is the not safe for work portion of her butt and her shirt being open. I mean, of course, that part of the pose, you can't really say much about it besides, you know, it's the sex appeal, right? But other than that, her hair looks great. And I like the sculpting of her face. How they painted her eyes looks really good. I like the fact that, you know, she's blushing a little bit, because that's the scene where Rimuru kind of comes in. So you kind of have a little pink blush on her cheeks. So, I mean, that looks pretty good. So yeah, guys, I think overall, as my very first Quest Q figure, I think they are coming out with a scale Shion one. So that's going to be one that I'm kind of interested in. As you can see, I collect a lot of the slime figures. I really like the Phoenix Rimuru figure. That's probably the best like Furu scale that I've actually have compared to everything that I've seen coming out. But as a first Quest Q figure, I like it. I think that this is a solid figure for what it's worth. If there's certain figures that actually needed a lot more detail to it, maybe I might think about it a little bit differently. I think how people think about Quest Q, I haven't really got a good finger on what people actually think about their quality and such. But now that I have at least one figure in hand, I kind of like it for what it's worth. A lot of figure prices are increasing, so I know I got a good deal for what this figure is. So something like this will probably cost more, closer to 200 bucks now. Unfortunately, that's one of those things where you kind of have to keep in mind of Are you willing to buy something like this for 200 bucks? For Shion, she's a pretty popular character. She has a lot of other scales out there. Of course, she has the bunny. I think out of all the figures, I like the bunny the most. And this one right here, maybe this is the second choice right here. Of course, they have to make a figure of this. They literally put this into the anime just specifically so I think that they can make figures of it so they can sell to, you know, dopes like myself that's easily swindled out of, like, just make something a little bit more appealing. And then, of course, dummies like me ends up buying it. Of course, as a figure itself, I think where there is a little bit of detail on this figure, I mean, there's on her shirt, there's actually little kind of buttons on her shirt, and how they kind of like sculpted that in and just painted it in, it actually looks really good. So for what it's worth, I actually think QuestQ, a decent scale company. Of course, they do things a little bit more on the not safe for work side. I think this one is a good figure. So that is pretty much all I have to say for this video. Do me a favor, guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Check out my blog at otakusen.com. Check out my anime figure channel, Otakusen, how to animate Otakusen. So as a figure though, as a company, I think QuestQ is a solid one. So where it comes in is whether or not you're gonna want to pay the prices of their future scales, but as a figure, for the price of this figure specifically, it's a great deal for what I got it, about $146, or overall about 21,500 yen, and I got that DHL shipping. So I think this figure is, you know, worth it. And she's still available, I think pre-owned on AmiAmi. She's inflated a little bit closer to 19,000 yen for just the figure itself, but I still seen her maybe a couple left on Hobby Genki. You might be able to find her at some other Japanese websites, but for sure you could still get her on many US websites. But if you're a fan of the character and you're okay with having something that's more not safe for work, it's not something that's too lewd. So I think this is as far as I go personally with not safe for work figures. But yeah, Shion is one of my favorite characters. She is the secretary for Rimuru, and I really like the show. The movie was okay, but yeah. Thanks again, guys, for watching this video. And I stream on Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. Central. So if you guys want to check out my streams, join my Discord. If you guys want to get involved in the streams, I will link it in the description. So once again, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.